turn my music up?
So what's wrong with you? Why?
In this video, I'm going to compare which NBA players best match the characters on the show Jujutsu Kaisen. Inspiration for this video idea came from Matchup Media. The rules for the selections are that I can only choose post-2000s players and only choose characters shown in the first 2 seasons of the show. Obviously, a spoiler warning for those still watching the show or reading the manga. Yuji. The player that best matches Yuji is Luka Doncic. Both were introduced young with lots of potential. Both grew in their abilities and now are loved by their fan base. Both seem to make magic happen in unlikely and unfavorable situations. And lastly, both have a signature move that they're known for. Yuji with his Black Flash and Luka with his iconic step back. Megumi. The player that best matches Megumi is Tyrese Maxey. When Megumi was introduced, he was seen as a side character, but now that he's got some more time on screen, we realize how strong he is. Both Megumi and Maxey have lots of potential in the future. Megumi with his new domain expansion, and Maxey with his 50-point game. Nobara. The player that best matches with Nobara is... oh shit, hold on. I just realized that I'm probably going to butcher a lot of these names, so go easy on me in the comment section. The player that best matches with Nobara is Kelsey Plum. Both are known for being confident and having guts, and just like Nobara, Kelsey loves to trash talk others. Gojo. I wanted to make my list different from Matchup Media's in every aspect, and they chose Michael Jordan for Gojo. Now while I do see the similarities, I think a better player match would be Kobe Bryant. Both Gojo and Kobe got that asshole attitude. They mock their opponents and dominate above everyone else's level. Kobe with his fadeaway and Gojo with his domain always embarrass the competition and remind us viewers who was the honored one. Nanami. The player that best matches up with Nanami is Kawhi Leonard. Nanami lost someone close to him at a young age, and it made him the serious person we see in the show. Kawhi also faced similar adversity growing up and is often ridiculed for being perceived as an emotionless Terminator because of this trauma. Yuta. The character that best matches with Yuta is James Harden. Yuta is very powerful, and the manga constantly reminds us that he is next up in power after Gojo. Yet despite all the hype we hear about Yuta, he never shows up when needed in the big moments. Aside from the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, we don't really get to see much of Yuta. He could have been a huge help in the Shibuya arc, but he never showed up. Harden, despite all the talent he has in the regular season, never seems to replicate the same success in the playoffs when his team needs it the most. Maki. The character that best represents Maki, in my opinion, is Breanna Stewart. Maki starts off being an average side character, but as the story develops, she turns into one of the strongest and most badass good guys. Breanna Stewart has also climbed her way to the top of her respective field and earned various accolades such as 2-time WNBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time League MVP, and 5 All-Star team selections. Todo. Todo is one of my favorite characters on the show, so I had to pick one of my favorite players to match him with. To me, Todo is the equivalent of anime Kevin Garnett. Both of these guys live for the fight and take thrill in meaningful competition. Just like KG, Todo will talk smack in the middle of battle to motivate himself and fire up his teammates. Now for the villains. The first villain on my list is Toji. In my mind, the best match for a guy like Toji is Russell Westbrook. Neither of the two have any special abilities that make them stand out, but instead, they have crazy athleticism that makes them deadly. Furthermore, Toji and Westbrook are always on timing. Day or night, you want smoke? Then these guys got a barbecue. Toji and Westbrook are the first to trash talk and pick fights. Next up is Sukuna. This one was really hard to choose because there aren't really any evil guys in the NBA that have committed crimes like him. So for Sukuna, the best match I could come up with is Giannis Antetokounmpo. The reason I chose Giannis is because when I think of a guy who strikes fear into his opponents, I thought of the Freak. Giannis is known for his physicality, and players must constantly be aware of his presence no matter where he is on the court. Maharaga was recently summoned on the show, and we were made aware of 2 things about his character. First is his giant size and huge muscles. Second is his wheel's ability to adapt to anything. When I think of size, strength, and adaptability, the first guy I think of is LeBron James. Bron has shown his adaptability throughout his career by learning to play on new teams in new positions. He changed his playstyle to reduce the likelihood of injuries in order to last longer in the league. The only guy who can lift a candle to a giant like Maharaga is the king himself. Geto. Geto was an obvious choice for me. Before he met his end, he made tough decisions that he thought was the best for himself. He changed teams and became seen as evil to his friends for his betrayal. The player that best fits that description is Kevin Durant. KD and Geto are both high up in the rankings of abilities when compared to their peers. Both made tough decisions and never looked back, instead embracing the new persona that was placed on themselves. Plus, both got the stick figure type build, so to me, they kinda look alike too. Jogo. Now I hate Jogo. I didn't even want to talk about his dumbass. But since I have to, I matched Jogo with a guy who's always getting embarrassed by the greats. I chose Chris Paul. Now no shade on CP. It just seems that whenever he's matched up against the legends of today's era, he falls short. While it's fun to poke jokes at Chris, the reality is that he is actually a really good basketball player himself. Chris would smoke me in a one-on-one, no doubt in my mind. Jogo deals with the same frustrations, as he himself is a really strong sorcerer, but gets constantly embarrassed by Sukuna and Gojo. Now as a quick bonus, Haruta. Everyone dislikes this guy, so I'm making him the Grayson Allen of the show. And that was Jujutsu Kaisen characters as NBA players. Did you have any other choices in mind? Let me know in the comments section below. I plan on making some more comparison videos like this one. So if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for future content. Also, I recently made a TikTok where I'll be posting short snippets of videos before I release them. Go follow me on there as well.